Hey guys, Marstingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video, and today we're jumping in for another one of the no item runs for the new 10 stages of Super Battle Road. And next up we have the Revenge category. So this one was definitely an interesting one. The biggest problem with this one, and it pains me to say it because I know he's become a bit of a meme lately, everybody loves posting quote-unquote hot takes on Twitter nowadays about units that they think are better than him, because apparently everybody hates him now. But unfortunately, as much as I am a big Bardock fan, AGL Bardock is by far the weakest link for this team. So he is the only proper Revenge category leader with the full, like, you know, decent level leader skill for Revenge. So obviously he's the ideal person to use as the leader to make the best team, because you can use any Revenge category unit. He's got a decent level leader skill, but he is by far the worst unit on the team. And what's crazy about this run, I've actually seen a couple of other people doing the same thing, but because so few people are actually running AGL Bardock Friends, I actually did this run using the friend Bardock that the game gives you, the one that has 0% in the hidden potential system. So you will notice at any point during this run where they have to take a hit, that the friend one takes quite a significant amount more damage than my Rainbow full level 10 links Bardock. So basically the goal is to have a rotation of Golden Frieza and Cell. Golden Frieza, of course, the AGL one, has ridiculous damage reduction as long as we're above the HP threshold. So even from super attacks, he basically takes double-digit damage all the way through. And then Int Cell, I feel like he gets underrated a lot. Like, I feel like the general consensus is that he's the worst Dokkan Fest exclusive LR. But I was quite surprised with how well he performed in this stage. After super attacking, even with type disadvantage, like, he wasn't taking as much damage from attacks as I maybe would have expected. So we didn't start off with the best rotation setup here, so it's taking a little while to get that fixed. The idea is to have the other rotation to be Ultimate Gohan with Broly, because then Gohan can go in slot 1, tank the hits, and then obviously Broly goes off in slot 2 with the double supers, getting the AoEs, dishing out a ton of damage. So that works out really well. We have the free-to-play Frieza and the Undead Army on the team. You can see them here. They are a Revenge support unit, as well as the fact they have a 70% chance to stun on super attack, which is, of course, very, very useful. Especially because the final fight of the Revenge stage is against only one enemy. So if we can get the stun off on that chilled pretty much straight away, that sets us up really nicely for the whole of the rest of the fight. So we finish off the first fight here fairly quickly. I think we have our rotations almost set up, but I was definitely very concerned going into this second fight here, because we have both the Bardocks on rotation. Obviously we eventually want the Bardocks to just be the third slot floating units. So fortunately most of the attacks are in slot 1 here. So we can go ahead and put Golden Frieza in slot 1. The friend one is... I probably should have switched the location of the friend one and the other one, because the friend one is the weaker one. And that means he's going to come back quicker. So in retrospect, I should have put the friend one in slot 3. But obviously we managed to get the run done, so it didn't cause us to fail or anything. But you will see on this turn specifically the difference between the amount of damage that these two Bardocks take. It is a shame that the one that they give you is like 0%. Even 55% would be better than that. But yeah, he only hits a million attack stat. Obviously raises defense on super, but his stats are just so low. So yeah, 148k type neutral. That is a pretty significant amount of damage to take from one normal attack. And then there you go. The Rainbow level 10 Lynx Bardock takes 80k. So it's like an extra 60k damage. And as you can see, we are quite low on health here. So this was one of those turns where I just had to hope that nobody super attacked, because we can survive this turn because of how well these guys will tank normals, and then we can get the full heal from Cell, which is of course the other major benefit of using him. So Gohan with his guard taking not a lot of damage in the first slot. Still a little bit scary because he's not taking double digit damage until after he super attacks. but he does come in clutch with the double super, which is obviously very, very helpful here. I'm targeting down the AGL one because obviously Broly has type disadvantage against him. He still tanks well against him when he attacks, but obviously he's not going to do as much damage with his supers. But he does come through with the crit, so the first AoE actually finishes off the AGL enemy, and then we get the second super attack here. Broly can tank normal attacks for double digits after supering, especially with the third super here. So Broly dishing out a ton of damage, but of course a super here would be GG. But we don't take a super, and then we have the Frieza Undead Army. If we can get the the stun, there you go, perfect. So he's not getting hit in the final slot, so it wasn't absolutely required, but it means we are going to get the full heal with Cell, and the enemy is stunned, so we're going to be able to finish out the fight here and move into the final stage with full health, which is obviously very, very good. So we can get the 18 key super for Cell, grab that for you, get supers for everybody, pick up the same type orbs, basically just to try and push the Dokkan gauge closer to being full, because obviously the final fight being against one person means that obviously he has a lot more HP than if we were fighting multiple enemies. But we get a nice big crit from Cell, and that is GG for fight number 2. So moving on to fight number 3. I'll say the same thing about this one that I did with the Margin Power one, and I've had a couple of runs that have kind of gone that way, where this one took me quite a few attempts, because if you get a bad starting rotation, especially if you get like both Bardoks on turn 1, then it's not really looking good. So this took me quite a few attempts, and then on this particular one, it went by pretty quickly. And yeah, because I've been trying this quite a few times, I turned off the active skill animation thing, so I didn't have to watch the Bardock transformation every single time. So Gohan takes the super. Taking it in slot 1 before he attacks is not ideal, but at the same time, he is the unit on this turn that would tank a super attack the best. So if it was between him getting supered in slot 1 and somebody else getting super attacked, I will take that, especially the AGL Bardock. We transform him straight away so that he gets that little bit of extra dodge chance, because he just gets absolutely destroyed by this Chilled. I think that was definitely a mean decision on their part, making the final fight a single tech enemy on the stage where you have to bring an AGL leader into the team who has not aged particularly well defensively. So, I mean, obviously, they don't design these stages with the goal in mind of you being able to beat them with no items. So, if you just activate like a Whis or an Icarus on the turns where Bardock is going to be on rotation, then obviously it's not going to be that bad. But yeah, seeing how much damage he takes when you don't have an item active is pretty significant. 66k and then 61 post-transformation, but taking all that damage in turn 1 means that we are just straight away able to get the transformation with Cell. Now, the only thing you have to be very careful of, which I noticed in the multiple attempts of this, is that the way the HP passives work is Golden Frieza's damage reduction passive will not be active, because technically we started the turn under 30% HP. That's why we got the transformation with Cell. So even though we are now on full health, it means we don't have the damage reduction for Golden Frieza. So I decided to put the Frieza Undead Army in slot 2, because if we can get the stun, then I don't have to worry about AGL Golden Frieza taking any hits, because without his passive active against this Tech Chilled, he takes a lot of damage from the normal attacks. Now, fortunately, Cell lowers attack on his 18 key super as well, which is very good. So we've now got him attack lowered. If we can just get the stun here, we basically seal the victory. Do we actually get it? Because I know we win, obviously. Yeah, we do. So that's what basically sealed the victory here, because we don't have to worry about AGL Golden Frieza taking any hits, and then we are looking good for the next turn. So we can go ahead and grab something with you. We couldn't get the 18 key super with Broly, which would have been a nice way to finish. I decided to transform Bardock just so that Broly is picking up the Super Saiyan Link as an extra little bit of damage. Although I'm thinking the Dokkan attack from Gohan is probably going to finish him off. Although, of course, the thing I obviously forgot at the time, because Chilled is stunned, Gohan's not getting hit in slot 1, so he's not getting that extra little bit of an attack buff. So, considering we are only on turn 3, he's obviously not super built up at this point. So the Dokkan attack, whilst doing a pretty decent amount of damage, do we even get a crit off of it? Yeah, we do get a crit, so he survives with like the tiniest sliver of health. So then in comes Broly with the giant attack. There we go. No crit needed, and Chilled is finished. So that is the Revenge category stage, beaten with no items. This one was very tricky, just down to Bardock being a massive liability. Although at the same time, it is kind of funny that whilst he is the weakest link on the team, and is probably the biggest liability out of any of the units, the fact that we actually managed to beat it using the Dupless 0% friend is actually pretty crazy. Like, you can see there, the star is not shiny at all. So yeah, there you go. That was the Revenge category stage. So let me know what you guys think down below. What team did you use for this? Obviously, if you can recreate the same team, then using an item here or there, it should be fairly straightforward to be able to beat this stage. There is a little bit of RNG with like the Frieza army stuns, but I definitely recommend using them. They are a very solid unit for this stage, considering they are free to play. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.